For 10 years, you've helped make a difference in the lives of children and families through the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. Our team went to the hospital recently and met a woman whose life was forever changed by its mission. I sat down with a former patient who now walks the halls of St. Jude for a very different reason.
We're not saving the kids at St. Jude right now. We're saving the kids of tomorrow. We're saving those kids that tomorrow are going to hear you have cancer.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, hallways are filled. Kids, parents, and the thousands of workers who make this all happen.
I'm happy to say that I've been here for 9 years and I don't look back.
Mariangeles is one of those faces, now an employee that was once a patient. It was the year 2000. She was 13, living in Venezuela.
I started to feel really, really sick, and my parents really were noticing that something was not right. So they took me to the doctor, and then we found out that I had AML leukemia.
In need of a bone marrow transplant. The chances? Pretty much none.
When they gave them my diagnosis, they told them that I had a week left.
Not knowing how to break the news to a teenager, her parents took a less scary route.
I remember them not telling me. They told me that I had stomach bug.
But then the call happened to come to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
My dad was like, "We're going to Memphis, Tennessee." And I'm like, "Where's that? Is that close to Disney World?" Because that's the only thing that I knew about United States.
From diagnosed to the doors of St. Jude in just 4 days' time, still unaware of what she had.
And this teenager that was sharing the room with me, it was like me and 3 other kids, he goes, "What are you here for?" And I was like, "Oh, I have a stomach bug." And he goes, "Stomach bug? I have a tumor. He has leukemia. He has leukemia. What do you have?" And I remember my dad walking in through those doors. And I looked at him and I said, "What is wrong with me?"
It was then Mariangeles learned it wasn't just a stomach bug.
As 13-year-old, all I knew about leukemia was what I watched in the soap operas. And it was, you get leukemia and they kill the character. And I was like, this is it. Am I going to die?
Mariangeles underwent treatment, made and lost friends, never losing sight of hope. It was spring 2001. She was cleared of cancer and told she could go home.
When you hear the words, you get to go home. You go home. You're like, what's home? This is home now.
Mariangeles did return to Venezuela, but not for long. She decided to come back to Memphis, where she finished school, college, and where she now calls home. Once a patient, now an employee.
But I work here because I get to be the voice of my friends who did not make it. And I get to say thank you because of the people that saved my life, they had the best time, even in their last times.
From a ticket for the Dream Home campaign to the halls inside St. Jude.
St. Jude is a hospital, it's a bubble. It's a bubble for us. Is cheesy enough, it's our dream home for kids with cancer. Because it's, those walls are definitely built with hope and faith.
It's the first time I had heard a hospital called a dream home. So St. Jude Children's Research Hospital helped raise the childhood cancer survival rate in the U.S. from 20% to now more than 80%. But that's not the case across the world. St. Jude is working to expand its care and research across the world to make sure no child dies in the dawn of life. Worldwide, only about 1 in 5 kids will survive cancer.
So composed, obviously, in telling her story. The thing that stuck out for me, I got to tell you, as a parent, it's hard to deliver bad news to your kids.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Oh, yeah.
So hearing her story of her parents getting her through, in their minds, telling her she had a stomach bug, just to cross that next hurdle to get her to St. Jude, and then finding the truth, that's a hard pill to swallow.
I can't imagine not having children, and you can relate to that. Yeah. I can't imagine having to break that news, especially what she said. I only know what they know in the soap operas. Yeah. In leukemia, you kill the child off. And it's great. It was great talking to her.
I'm sure the emotion hitting people at home as well.